coming out, and the map maker did, I think, one update to it and then quit making maps completely. So we will not see this map in 19. This is getting thick, which is a shame. As I said, I like the map. It's kind of challenging, but kind of okay. Are you going to give me one of those? That's even on a T series. Really? That's one of those on a T series. Yeah, you missed the AR frame trailer. That's an impossible mission. Optum, Magnum, or T series. And we know that one doesn't work. Does it work? Oh no, it was the spreader that didn't work. Oh, tracked CVX. Yeah, let's do that one. We haven't done a sprayer. And of course the other thing with GPS in 19 is you have to fit it to the tractor for 15,000 a time. This is going to be horrible to set up. Probably need to open that first. Oh, that's north-south, so... Actually, that's probably not too bad. Okay. Auto the width. Turn off the offset. Shift that over a little bit that way. And first turn is to the right. Spray is on. Let's go. Why I like spreaders, because sprays are limited speed equipment. Same speed as the weeder, but much better turn radius. Okay, we'll do a turn here. This is a big field. I haven't played Truck Sim in a while, I will be honest. The problem is I haven't done a lot of anything for a while because we've been getting the house ready. So I did a major blitz to finish off the Old Stream farm with Seasons because they'd done what was it, a map update which required new saves. So I wanted to be able to update the map but finish the series I was doing. We're getting ready to sell the house, so we were going through major declutter every evening after I finished work. is then take stuff out of, pick a room, clear it out of stuff, put the stuff in the garage. And this week we have just finished taking all the trash down for the men to take away, so that's good. We're not sure where exactly we're moving to. We've put the house up for sale. It's been up for about a week and a half now, but we're staying in the area. I mean, we're not moving away, but we're just moving out of this house. Part of the problem is we're both getting older. The master bedroom's in the basement and everything else is upstairs. And no auto turn. Oh, you. Yeah, it's effectively it starts life as a 2-bedroom branch with a bonus room over the garage and a full-size basement. And so previous owners decided they would do the basement as a master with ensuite bath and sort of a living room down there. You've got the standard living room upstairs, 2 bedrooms and a single bath, and one bedroom's big, the other one is big enough for a twin bed, not really big enough for a queen. And living room, kitchen. But then you've got this bonus room over the garage, which is the garage is in the basement. So it's a 1-floor house with basement, but it's a walkout basement. The bonus room over the garage is about 21 foot by 21 foot, and one of the neighbouring houses, what they did was they put a master bedroom in the bonus room. So that's quite a large area for the bonus room, or for a master bedroom. But in that house, everything's on the main floor, not in the basement. But we have to get up every morning and climb the stairs to get to everything else in the house. And we're kind of getting to the point where we'd like the laundry facilities on the main floor, not in the basement, and our bedroom on the main floor, not in the basement, and not have to climb upstairs too frequently. Because obviously we're getting to the age now where stairs are going to be more of a problem for us as time goes on. But finding a house that fits our requirements is also a challenge. We don't want to be on a private road. We don't want to have an HOA. We've done that and learned that they're not fun. So if we can avoid doing that, it's all the better. You said something about contracts. I'm doing contracts here on land I want to buy, because in 17 the more contracts you do for the landowner, the more he likes you and the lower the price he's going to charge for his fields, up to a certain point. That field that we did over here, number 6, we've got the full discount we're going to get on it. This one and the adjacent with the sugar beets are owned by the same person. So doing contracts on both these fields is reducing the price on the 2 fields. So that's a good thing. Oh, there's the gate for the field. Is there another gate on this field that I missed? Oh, there's an opening over in that corner, I believe, where we started. So So but now that we've completed, well no, we haven't completed the cow breeding achievement for this game, but as soon as I've achieved the cow breeding achievement for Farm Sim 17 and probably completed the harvest on the farm, I am going to relocate to a Farm Sim 19 farm. I don't know how many people out there are still playing 17 as an ongoing thing. I mean, this is effectively a weekly farm for me. And most people switched over to 19 as soon as 19 came out. I might not get a final layer of fertilizer on this field, because this looks like a quite well established crop. It's only early summer. We might just get away with it. Yeah, but I'm thinking it's time to move on. The only thing left, I mean, I've got £1.4 million. I've got all the equipment I absolutely need to run the farm with. The only thing left to do is buy all the fields on the map. And with the income I get from crops, I can probably do that in another 8 years, or yeah, probably 8 years. And if it's taken me 600 hours, oh, auto turned, yay. It's taken me 600 hours, so it's taken me about 100 hours to do a year. And since I started streaming, this hasn't received the attention that it got before I started streaming. I think I streamed it a fair amount September, October, November. But then as soon as Farm Sim 19 came out, I made room for Farm Sim 19 and this became a Saturday series. I honestly don't know if we've done enough of this field. We're going to have to go around the edge once. I like Old Stream Farm, and that one I've played it twice since Farm Sim 19 came out. I played it with seasons and without, or without seasons and then with seasons, and then they brought out the update, the map to seasons ready, and I haven't played it with a seasons ready map. But Old Stream Farm's limiting. It's a small map, small equipment. You don't earn money very quickly, and with seasons running, you really don't earn money very quickly. So it's a difficult map to expand on. I did like field mounting, just from an aesthetics point of view. Field mounting never came out on the mod hub. But it is absolutely stunning map. Way too many trees. Mrs. Osa's not into chopping trees down. But if you're into forestry, it's a good forestry map. And then it has small fields interspersed between it. I've just started doing a playthrough of Lone Oak with Mrs. Osa. And we're going to see how that goes. I'm also looking at some of Oxygen David's maps, primarily because I haven't played them. Even back in Farm Sim 17, I didn't play them. Because I got into this map when Seasons came out and enjoyed it so much that I didn't see the point in starting other save games. But I may take a look at Oakfield. What's the other one that's out there? Greenwich Valley. I want to take a look at. There's a couple of American maps that look interesting. Unfortunately, the map makers sort of get halfway into developing the maps and then stop. So you don't end up with a complete map, which is a shame. Oh, there's an interesting thing I discovered on YouTube about a month or two ago. Came across a little story about the government basically emptied some guy's bank account, and the guy ran a farm and cattle farm or dairy farm. He ran a little store from the farm and he didn't take credit cards, so all of his trade was in cash, and he because he was depositing round about $10,000 at a time, the government got upset and said, "Oh, you're doing something bad trying to hide illegal transactions, because banks have to report anything over $10,000, but anything just under $10,000 regularly is flagged as suspicious, so the IRS check on you and then they assume you're doing something nefarious and take all your money." So they took all his money, and he's got in touch with some lawyer firm that specializes in this problem, and they're trying to get his money back from the government. But it's when the government does it, it's your job to prove that you weren't doing anything nefarious. It's not up to the government to prove that you were. Well, it then showed shots of the farm, and the farm was the last one we played with Arthur on 17 as a multiplayer. What was it? South Mountain Creamery. And it looks exactly like the South Mountain Creamery map that we played on. Which was, so yes, the farmer who runs South Mountain Creamery is in a little bit of a problem because the government took his money. Because he runs a cash business. I mean, I've caught a couple of these stories where the IRS just comes in and says, "You're doing something nefarious, we're taking all your cash." But this one, it was sort of, I know that farm. I played on that farm. Oh my goodness. Oh, hi. Who's that? Kalim MDK? Kalim MDK. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. And yes, I did hear that Shamrock Valley is coming out. Once again, another map I didn't play in 17. So we just got paid. And we own that field there. So yeah, my plan, if this was going off into a 7th year, my plan would be to buy this field here and these two here. Now they're quite pricey. Let's walk backwards again. This one's 279,000. Actually, that's, for the size of field, that's not bad. This one is 698. I mean, we can afford them. We could probably afford all three and take out, even if we had to take out a loan. This one is incredibly long. and 443. Yeah, so yeah, we got 1.4 million. We could actually buy those 3 now if I wanted to, but I want to get them for the best discount. And as you saw, these 2 over here, we've just got his likability up to 100%, so that's the best value we can get. This was over 700,000, and the other one was also suitably priced. Okay, so we have done all of that. Tomorrow we need to sell our soybeans. And how's our cows doing? We still have another cow. 16 hours. What's the time? 10 o'clock. It's going to be 2 o'clock tomorrow morning before the next cow comes out. Shamrock, I believe, was in 17. Other maps I've looked at are what else was there? Mercury Farm. I liked the idea of Mercury Farm, where you could chop down the fences and chop down the hedges, and thus expand your fields. And he gave us all of the buildings as separate from the map, because with 19 you can include buildings with your map, and you can release it as a separate pack to use on other maps. Kind of like if you think about Ravenport. Ravenport has the farmhouse and all of the decorations that come with it. And Felsbrunn has a completely different farmhouse, and I don't think it has very much in the way of decorations. And Estancia Lapacho has a completely different farmhouse. But you can't necessarily use those farmhouses on other maps. I think the Ravenport farmhouse is the default farmhouse for most other farms, but you know, if you make your own buildings, you can incorporate them into the map. But that means that they're only available on your map, which is a shame, because I like some of Oxygen David's buildings are really nice, but he hasn't given us much in the way of designing our own yards, like who is it? Alien Jim has. Alien Jim, you can start off with beginning farmer, and you get a yard like this. Okay, so I start my farm, and I've got this shed, and I've got that shed, and I've got a workshop there, and I've got the fuel tanks, and I've got the refill stuff, and I've got another shed over there which is effectively a decoration, and then I've got a farmhouse. And here's my yard, yay. And then if you start off in start from scratch or farm manager mode, you end up with a flat piece of land with nothing on it, and you then need to populate it with buildings. And Alien Jim gives you all those buildings, and so does Black Sheep Modding. So you start Old Stream Farm with start from scratch. All of the farmyards are there, but they're empty. But you can buy all the buildings and put them wherever you want to. You don't have to arrange it like this. You could arrange it differently. Oxygen David doesn't do that. He either gives you all the buildings all the time, or Marwell Manor. You start Marwell Manor in start from scratch. You can buy the ground that Marwell Manor's on, but you can't build any of the buildings. So you're stuck using the default game animal pens, sheds and houses, and then it doesn't look right for the area of England it's in. So it's kind of frustrating. So with a lot of with Marwell Manor, what I ended up doing was I did a new farmer, and sold all the equipment and bought the equipment I want, much like I did with this one. This one, as I said, starts off with something like 6 tractors, and I sold all of them. And the first tractor I bought for this farm was the Axion 940. Actually, I didn't sell all of the tractors. I kept the Fendt 300 and the Massey 5600 or 5700, whatever it is. Those I kept from the original setup, but I sold the Fendt 300 a couple of years in and replaced it with other tractors. The Massey I kept. The Class Axion, as I said, was the first piece of equipment I bought because I needed a big tractor, and that's 380 horsepower, I think, for the 940. And I figured, you look at the hills on this farm and they're really steep, and even the 940 can have problems with equipment that technically it can haul. What map was it that you could build sheds and animal sheds? Was that Mercury Farms? I mean, it just came in flat if you didn't do New Farmer. How are we doing here? Don't know what that's doing. That doesn't look like I knocked it badly. That's good. So, we're kind of out of things to do until tomorrow, I think. Animals are all good. We're going to need some grass for the cows. That's nearly done. Tons of milk. Tons of manure and stuff. Oh, let's run over here. But yeah, I did start off in Mercury Farms, or I did start a playthrough for Mercury Farms. But I'm not sure I really got particularly far with it. Plus I started it before seasons. I prefer playing with seasons because it makes for a more structured game, and with Farm Sim 19 seasons you have more risk. Yeah, and that's as I was saying, part of the issue with Oxygen David's maps is if you don't start New Farmer, then you have to build a yard that doesn't look like the rest of the map, style-wise. And that's, I think that's a little bit of a shame. I would like it if he incorporated his buildings into a pack that is available in the farm itself. How are we doing here? 27 hours to go, so can't sell those until tomorrow either. Where Alien Jim does give you all of the buildings from his yards are available anywhere. So if you start, you can demolish the entire farm, sell all the buildings, and then buy back the buildings you want. And then he went over and above that and provided the buildings as an external pack. I think it's MF buildings. Basically Mercury Farm buildings. So you can now incorporate his buildings onto other maps. And I do like his seed and fertilizer resupply points. And his silos allow you to store pretty much anything in them. Black Sheep doesn't go quite that far. He doesn't give us access to the buildings outside of his maps, but he gives us access to the buildings within his map so that you can build the farm so it looks like everything else on the map. So if I look at, there's a building here, very nice building, and then I'm not sure if I can get close enough. Yeah, we probably can. Let's go there. Go going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Now if I go over here, there's a little housing estate. Run, 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 run. But yeah, I mean, another thing with, migrating maps off. I can't jump over the fence. Oh. With migrating maps from Farm Sim 17, you don't get to discover new things. And I'm not sure I can clear this. Oh, there we go. So here's some more houses, and they look just like my farmhouse. The style, brick built, slate roofs, white doors, windows, etc., etc. So this is the style of this area of land of the country, and nothing that happens breaks that image. But if I had to put the Ravensport wooden house as my farmhouse, and then the easy sheds as my sheds, they don't fit with the rest of the map, and that's kind of a shame. And that's what you have to do if you don't start from, if you don't do a new farmer on a lot of Oxygen David's maps.